The story of Handel's Orlando is quite convoluted and actually quite difficult to follow. It was very much catered for the audience of the day who loved lots of special magic effects and so on. But we found, Yannis and I, that we wanted to find a way to make the story much clearer to a contemporary audience, something which felt much more real. So we decided that we would get rid of all the magic elements and make it a very human story instead. Because of the presence of these two soldiers, it was clear that it needed to be set in a time of conflict, and ultimately we decided that the Second World War was a suitable place for it to be set. So we made all these decisions, and that then affected ultimately how the show would look. We found a real hospital, which is in Ravenscourt Park in West London, and we took that as our main visual source and created a design which looks very much like that stylish 1930s Art Deco hospital. And then obviously we looked at fashions and so on of the day to decide what Angelica as the society hostess would look like. And then also, of course, doing our period research, making sure that nurses, doctors, soldiers, and so on were all dressed correctly.
The final version of the design crystallized in a morning, in the space of about 2 hours, when the production manager from Scotland, where the show was originally produced, came to Harry and me and said, we can't really afford the original design, so you have to come up with a cheaper version in 2 hours. So we literally condensed every idea we had, all those months of working and dissecting the piece, and we managed to come up with an idea that we were really, really happy in the end. We went through various incarnations of designs to narrow them down, particularly for Angelica, to these. So this was the costume design for this particular dress. And then Angelica has another costume for the second act, where she has to travel, and it's a very different style.
It certainly makes a big difference for a lot of the performers when they get into the correct costumes. What we always ask for, I'd say we as a team, but I think most directors are the same, is actually to ask for shoes as quickly as possible, because period shoes make a big difference. If you're wearing smart shoes, for example, to go with your uniform, which Orlando is wearing, or if you're wearing heels, for example, which Angelica wears as this society character. So shoes are kind of the building block, and then beyond that, each additional element, I think, very much helps to create character for them. And then it ultimately comes down also to things like wigs, and for the female characters, how they wear their makeup and that kind of thing, are really helpful for them to build their character and make their performances more credible.